Hello everyone, I am Kanmir Singh, Head of Electronics and Communication Engineering College, Polytechnic College. Today my topic for presentation is oscillator, which is based for electronics devices. So we are going to start with the presentation. So first of all, what is oscillator? So oscillator, it is an electronic device which is capable of producing AC voltage for having desired frequencies and wave shape. So it can produce different kind of wave shapes like for example square waves, pulse wave and the triangular waves. The high frequency oscillators basically are used in broadcasting. The microwave oven also uses an oscillator. So these are used for induction heating and the dielectric heating method also. So there are some basic concept about the oscillator, as there is a diagram about the oscillator in which the DC supply voltage is going to provide at the input of oscillator. So it is producing output voltage. We can see that it is producing different kind of wave shape at its output like sine wave, square wave and the triangular wave. So another, there is a feedback oscillator principle concept is involved just with the oscillator. So as the diagram is showing that we are providing the input voltage at the input of amplifier, and after amplifies we are obtaining the amplifies output at the end of the amplifier. So after that there is another block which is the amplification factor known as beta. So after when the amplifier's output gives to the input of this block, it produces the feedback voltage which is known as BF. BF, it is feedback voltage. So basically the positive feedback circuit is used as an oscillator. So there is two type of the case are involved with feedback oscillator principle. One is when the switch is open and other is when switch is closed. So firstly we are going to discuss when the switch at the amplifier input it is open. So when the switch will be open, there will be no connection in between the circuit, so no current will flow, the no frequency of oscillation will be occur. So after that we are considering that VI. VI is the input voltage we are providing at the amplifier. So after amplifies why the amplifier which input we are providing at the input, it is producing output voltage which is API. So API, it means the output voltage it is producing after the amplifier stage. So after that this voltage goes to the input of the next block which is amplification factor. So and it is producing that BF, it is equal to beta AVI. So it is the after the feedback stage. So this stage it is actually the feedback network we can say. So this feedback network voltage also back goes to the input of the amplifier again. So in feedback voltage which is equal to beta AVI, so here beta A, it is called the loop gain through which the feedback process is goes on in this circuit. So in order to maintain, if we want to make equal these two voltages, one is VF which is feedback voltage, it is equal to the input voltage. So here the beta A, which is the loop gain, it is must be in the correct magnitude and the phase for the exact operation and operating of the circuit. So next case when there is switch is closed. So when if we removed the input voltage, so in that case the circuit will continue operating. Why it will continue operating if we have input voltage is removed? Because there is a feedback voltage which is sufficient or enough to drive the amplifier and the feedback circuit, which further results in proper input voltage to sustain the loop operation. So loop operation basically links with the feedback circuit in the oscillator circuit. So there is a positive feedback. So here in which we can see oscillator, it just acts as an amplifier with the positive feedback. We are providing the input voltage and we have just added their summing point. After that we are receiving the effective voltage at the input of amplifier. Then after that we are obtaining the output voltage. Then there is another block which is beta. We can also say it as a feedback network which is providing the feedback voltage back to the summing point, which further goes to at the input of the amplifier. So there is two type of feedback, one is positive feedback and other is negative feedback. So in positive feedback, when there is the proportion of the output voltage is in phase with the to that of the input voltage, then it is a positive feedback. So in positive feedback, the feedback voltage will be sum up to that with the input voltage. So there will be a summer process. So in the negative feedback, so when there is the fraction of output voltage is not in phase with the input voltage, then the feedback voltage will be subtracted to that from the input voltage. So there is a effective voltage which is equal to having value Vi plus Vf, which is input voltage plus the feedback voltage. Then there is a output voltage which is AVE. A is the just the feedback gain and effective voltage, that is for second equation, and Vf, it is reference voltage, it is equal to beta AVE. So we have already supposed AVE value is equal to V naught. So that is why the value for reference voltage will come now beta V naught, that is for third equation. So after calculating these three equations, we will get the value of the amplification factor, which is further equal to V naught divided by Bs, and it will be equal to A divided by 1 minus A beta, which is beta is a loop gain. So loop gain in general, A and beta, these are the functions of frequencies, and they can be write as AFS is equal to V naught divided by Bs into S. So further is equal to AS 1 minus AS into beta S. Here AS and Bs, these are the loop gain. So there are the three possibilities of occurring the frequency of oscillations. The first we are going to discuss with that when the loop gain, which is A beta, when there is it is less than 1. So we can see from the diagram the oscillation is going to be decreased. It is in first case when the A beta is less than 1. For second case, when the frequency of oscillation is going to increase, it will be increased only in case when the A beta factor will be greater than 1, and in this case we can see that the frequency of oscillation it is going to be increased in case of when loop gain is greater than 1. And the third case is there is sustained oscillation. So whenever the value of A beta will be equal to V1, we will get sustained oscillation. So in this case we can see from the figure that circuit supplies its own input signal with respect to time. So here the next question, where from comes the starting voltage? As we know that each resistor is a noise generator. The feedback network is a resonant circuit. It is giving the maximum feedback voltage at frequency f naught, which provides phase shift of 0 degree only at this frequency. So initially the loop gain A beta is greater than 1. See, the oscillation build up only at this frequency. Now next is tank circuit. The tank circuit is a circuit which involves the different kind of components, those components which are L or C. L or C is the inductor or capacitor. So where the inductor or capacitor will be involved, that circuit will be tank circuit. The frequency of oscillation of tank circuit will always be f naught is equal to 1 by divided naught 2 pi under root LC. Next there is a diagram shown which is in which there is a capacitor with positive and negative polarity with 2 points, 1 point on left side it is attached where switch is closed, and on the right side of second point where switch is open. The next diagram it shows in figure V and D where the switch in both the cases is closed, and in which it shows the figure that energy keeps oscillating between two types of energy. One is electric potential energy and the another is a magnetic field energy. This is the case which is diagram showing the damped oscillations are produced with respect to time. There are the several factors which define frequency of oscillations that we can classify the oscillators into different types that are they further depends that which type of components or amplifiers we are using for the oscillator. Now the RC components these generate a sinusoidal waveform at a very few hertz to kilohertz range. The next is LC components which are employed or used to generate sine wave at frequency of 100 kilohertz to 100 megahertz. The next is crystal which is used to generate a square wave or we can say sine wave having frequency range 10 kilohertz to 30 megahertz. There are further types of LC oscillator, because as we know that LC oscillator these are used for generating high frequencies which are the above the audio frequency range. There are the types of LC oscillator, that tuned collector oscillator, Hartley oscillator, Colpitts oscillator. Next there is a type of tuned collector oscillator, as we can see from the figure that R1, R2 and the CE, these are the circuit stabilization component we are using for making circuit stable. So in this circuit there is the tank circuit is involved from inductor and with the capacitor. So when this switch will be open in this circuit, there will be no collector current, as there will be no connection will be arranged between the circuit. So in second case, when switch is closed, then the collector current starts to flow in the circuit. The capacitor will be charged, that will charge through the coil L1 which is setting up of frequencies. The oscillation further will induce the EMF which is electromotive force in the coil L2. So the induced EMF of the coil L2 is applied between the terminals of the transistor, and after that it will be amplified. There is another type, Hartley oscillator. Here again the R1, R2, the emitter resistance and emitter capacitance, the collector capacitance, these are the components which are used for circuit stabilization. And here the resonance circuit consists of inductor L1 and L2 and parallel with the capacitor C. So the output wave is collected inductively from the inductor L2 when capacitor gets full charged. So it will get starts to discharge through path, that is L1 and L2, and the voltage across L2 it is fed to the input of the amplifier. So when the tank circuit resonates, it circulates current flowing through the coil L1 which is in series with the another inductor L2. So the inductor total current that will be L is equal to whatever the current is flowing in L1 and the current is flowing in inductor L2. That next type of oscillator is Colpitts oscillator. So here the tuned circuit it is consist of two capacitors that are in series parallel with the inductor L. So here the voltage across one capacitor it is feedback to the input. The transistor works as amplifier. Here the R1, R2, REC, these are the components which are used for the circuit stabilization of the device. Now the RFC coil it works mainly for blocks AC. What it allow to pass through it the DC resonant circuit which is consist of two capacitors C1 and C2 as well as inductor L. So when power supply to amplifier it is turned down, the noise voltage across voice resistor it is amplified. When voltage appears at the out terminals of the amplifier, it charges capacitor C1 and C2. The voltage across capacitor C1 it is feedback to the base of the amplifier which is amplified. As we know that there are the different kind of terminals in the amplifier or transistor like base, collector and the emitter. So after giving the voltage to the base it will get amplified. And there is another RC oscillator. Basically mainly these oscillators are used for generating oscillations that within the range of audio frequency range. They are further classified or categorized into two types. One is a RC phase shift oscillator and the second is Wien-Brace oscillator. Firstly going to start with RC phase shift oscillator. As we know that in case of RC phase shift oscillator there is a need of producing 360 degree phase shift for operating the circuit properly. So, for that reason we have added 3 RC phase shift network there, in which the each single RC network is producing 60° phase shift. So, total phase shift produced by the 3 RC phase shift network, it will be 180°. Now, the question is we have another left with of producing 180° phase shift. So, that 180° phase shift will be produced by the amplifier of the transistor, because the transistor amplifier, it has the ability to produce 180° phase shift. So, when there will be a total phase shift of 360° will be produced, the circuit will be able to operate properly. So, the components we have used in RC phase shift oscillator, that R1 and R2, these are used for just circuit stabilization. And another there is component the coupling capacitor. It is used to block DC component and to couple only AC part of the signal for the next stage. There is another type of the RC oscillator, that is bin bridge oscillator, in which we can see that there is attached R1, C1, 2RT, C2RT, and tungsten lamp. There is amplifier and RL load resistance output we are obtaining. So, in Wien bridge oscillator, the 2 arms on the left of the bridge, this make lead lag circuit. The 2 arms on the right, they are 2RT and the RT. So, these are making the potential divider circuit. So, it has both the positive and the negative feedback paths. Initially, when the switch is on, there is more positive feedback as compared to the negative feedback. So, the oscillation will be built up, the negative feedback increases, making A beta is equal to 1, which is loop gain. So, loop gain is the value is going to be equal to 1 in case of Wien bridge oscillator. So, now there are this some reasons that why the loop gain reduced to unity. Initially there is a tungsten lamp has low resistance, it is giving low negative feedback. So, thus the loop gain A beta, it is greater than the unity. As the oscillations are built up, the tungsten lamp heats up, increasing its resistance. The negative feedback increased to make value of A beta is equal to 1. So, at resonance, the voltage ratio or feedback factor of the lead lag circuit, it is 1 divided by third. Therefore, the loop gain becomes unity. So, we can see from the diagram the overall gain A, the value is equal to 2RT divided by RT plus 1. After calculating this equation, the value of A overall gain, it will be equal to 3. And the frequency of oscillation for this will be initially 1 by divided by 2 pi under root R1, R2, C1 and C2. If we consider R1 and R2 is equal to R and C1, C2 is equal to C, then we can just obtain frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by divided by 2 pi under root RC. This is the frequency of oscillation that we are obtaining after considering R1, R2 is equal to R and C1, C2 is equal to C. We are obtaining frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by divided by 2 pi RC. So, these are the references for this topic that today I have presented. Thanks very much.